I bet the video held your breath. It's a car crash test at a speed of 120 kilometers per hour. No fire, no explosion for the crashed EV.
The whole industry used to be chasing after only the energy density. And a lot of events happening in the last 2 years, 3 years in Europe, North America, gave us a little bit shock.
汽车行业正在经历百年未有之大变局，定制化的浪潮很快会紧随而至。
A chassis and the driver's seat, that's all what I've got. But I'm ready to go.
Is the lower body of an EV the most critical part?
From the mechanical perspective and from energy management, from motion management perspective, that's correct.
It's redefining the world's EV battery industry.
This is going to be a next step of the whole automotive industry, but also going to change the way of the design philosophy and manufacturing concept.
To some extent, it could change the entire EV industry. Much of that evolution happened here in Shanghai.
您的时代磐石底盘正式发布。
CATL has to be in this field. Only competing in price is not the right way.
As the world's top battery maker, CATL alone accounts for around 37% of the world's electric vehicle battery market. But now, the company is not satisfied with just offering the lithium packs anymore.
The battery itself is the chassis itself. Structural perspective is 2-in-1.
Battery already takes up a large part of the costs for an EV. What about the chassis?
Battery plus chassis is possibly around half of the cost from BOM perspective.
The battery cells are directly integrated with the chassis. It's a skateboard chassis with the main part of the board flat as a skateboard. And that chassis is where CATL now lays a big focus on.
We don't see this as only a China game, we see this as an international trend.
I went to CATL's test facility in Shanghai to get a ride on the newly launched chassis. It felt just like any other car, but there are some secrets in the chassis.
可以很直观的可以看得到，中间这是一些什么电机啊、热管理相关的，以及发电机、空调等相关的一些附属件会在这里边。那中间的话是我们整个底盘比较核心的部分，我们叫做能量舱。
中间这里就是电池、电芯。
对，而且3段式的话和那种一体压铸相比的话，从后期的维修成本上边来讲的话是有一定优势的。
It can even run on its own without a driver.
The batteries and electronic systems are all contained in a chassis. No wonder visitors to China's auto shows are often seen trying to get a view underneath.
Here you see this battery cell that we use is a prismatic cell. And the way how we handle the cell is we put it actually 180-degree reversed. And we reuse the floor on the top as a top cover of the battery. And we eliminated the original battery frame.
So below the panel.
The top is the floor.
Okay.
So the venting is actually on the bottom. This is making it safer. We are able to increase the height of the battery cell like around 20 millimeters. You could get more energy put into the same battery pack.
So for all the other chassis currently in the market, the whole structure is different.
For all the rest, they have a battery pack inside. And the rocker is actually outside. So that's 2 separate physical parts. Like traditional OEM, they have an architecture, cut a hole, and ask CATL put as much as battery possible into this black hole.
So this is all in one. And
This is all in one.
The structure is designed here in Shanghai.
Yes.
It's a major breakthrough from the current generation of EV battery called cell-to-pack.
In the past, when you integrate the cell into the battery pack is a physical component. Now, when we directly integrate the cell into the chassis, there's no longer the middle stage, there's no longer the box. So we put the cell directly into the chassis. The chassis is also functioning as a battery pack. Now it's kind of merged into one unit. Just simply by eliminating the battery pack, there's mechanical parts, quite some subsystem components that you can eliminate. So by nature, this will help saving cost a few $100s.
Do you have to sacrifice your energy density?
Not sacrifice. We have around 13% volumetric efficiency improve comparing with the C2P technology. And also we combine that with a switch from 400 volt to 800 volt, highly efficient e-powertrain development.
The new technology development was planned in the company's battery roadmap in as early as 2018. And a year later, the company formed a team to work on it. Half of the R&D work was done in Shanghai.
You see this facility that we invested here in Lingang, and the team of around 600 people are residing in Dishuihu area. We started with hiring kind of the best talents from the Shanghai region and with huge experience from the automotive industry.
Chinese EV maker Avatar is one of the first to have ordered a skateboard chassis.
韩式滑板底盘技术应用有助于我们去重新思考未来汽车的产品形态。比如，基于滑板底盘上下车体结耦，可以减少我们对上车体结构和空间布置的约束，来实现更加灵活的设计和更加灵活的生产。那未来打造城市共享用车，打造我们个人的高端定制车，甚至是无人的零售车这种全新的产品形态，都可以变成真正的小批量定制化的商品实现。
CATL is targeting smaller EV startups.
Those ones who were comparatively smaller, those ones who came with the internet background or with their special scenario or business model background, they like this very much. A lot of them have good idea of their business model design, but they don't have capability to build a car by themselves. And when they go to these big XYZs, they normally get the answer, sorry, your volume is too small, we cannot support development of a chassis just for you. The cost will be like an unimaginable number. But for us, we have this very flexible concept. It's completely decoupled from the top hat, and a lot of time it's already pre-integrated, it's pre-validated, it's pre-developed. So that makes it possible for any newcomer to implement their idea, to realize their business model in like 1.5 years.
In 2024, China became the first country to have produced more than 10 million new energy vehicles in a year. And 1 in every 2 cars sold was an NEV. With the emergence of the market, technologies are also evolving at a record speed.
Normally, in development process of the traditional automotive, 4 years around is the total cycle that you need to develop a vehicle. And today in China, we see the development lead time is normally 2 years. And we are still trying hard to push with our product and platform. We hope we can push this and shrink the time to market to 12 to 18 months, depends on the application target.
Who expects that it would take another 3 to 5 years for the market to adopt the new technology more broadly.
With the example of our previous generation, we launched the C2P product in 2019. It was really challenged by the market. Everybody is saying the C2P concept may have this and that kind of challenge, but after 3-4 years, it's becoming the market dominant. So everybody is talking about this kind of technology as mainstream. I believe this will be possibly the same for our next generation product.
A lot has changed in the last 5 years.
The year 2024 has not been an easy one for automakers and even all auto suppliers involved. Have you felt that pressure?
Sure. Actually, our first customer is not Avatar. Our skateboard, the first version was in SOP October this year. Official selling date is November. And unfortunately, you see this violent competition in China, and it didn't really proceed that well from the OEM perspective.
Looking ahead to 2025, we see tariff threats from the Western world and geopolitical tensions still there. How are you going to address all those challenges?
We try to work together with our customer, a collaborative strategy, which means we don't necessarily need to always be selling the whole product. We should be competing in value creation. We should be competing in the specialty that you can bring, the special things that you can do together with our OEM to the final customer. So there must be some unique selling points. There must be some unique value